and function of each type. So we have to proceed towards the phytohormones, which was left not discussed. Or plant hormones, which include auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, ethylene, and abscisic acid. Auxin, ABA or abscisic acid. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, ethylene, ABA or abscisic acid are the phytohormones found and produced in the plant body. They are also called plant growth regulators. These phytohormones are again called plant growth regulators. Now, you can classify in two groups. Involved in growth promoting activities other response to stresses. Wound and stresses. So under this, you will get auxin, gibberellin, and cytokinin. Cytokinin. And under this, mainly the ethylene and abscisic acid. So these are the two groups. Although included in the first group, that is, which are first group means the growth promoting activities. But included either of these groups, you are better to write on this. Either of the groups. So this is what about the first thing. So mainly growth promoters are these three: auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin. Growth inhibitors strictly ABA, but ethylene also growth inhibiting activities. Besides this, it has also some growth promoting also. That's why it is mainly under this group, but it may be included in this group also. So this is what about the plant growth regulators. First of all, auxin. I have to rub it out, please. Can I rub it out? Can I rub it out, please?
Yes, sir.
Next comes to the first one, auxin. Derived from Greek word auxein. First isolated by when from tips of coleoptile. Tips of coleoptile of oat. Oat seedlings. And it's all called, yes, tips of coleoptile of oat seedlings. It was first isolated by F.W. Went. And the term auxin was derived from auxane. Greek word auxane. And auxane to means to grow. So whenever the term auxin is used, it includes, auxin includes indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid, indole propionic acid, and also 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. All are auxins. Source. Growing apices of stem and root. Growing apices of stem and root. So IA, IB, IP, NA, 2,4-D. So the growing apices of stem and root. We are getting auxin from here. Then comes to the its basic functions. Every hormone has its own function. So the basic function of auxin, first of all, helps in cell division. And to rub it out, please. What is role? Obviously, cell division. Most important one, cambial activity. Xylem differentiation. Cambial activity. Initiation of rooting in cuttings and in stem cuttings. Or you can write have to initiate rooting in stem cutting. Auxin. Next, apical dominance. Most important one. Apical dominance. Apical dominance means when growing of apical bud inhibits the growth of lateral bud, then the phenomenon is called apical dominance. Remember this thing. Growing apical bud inhibits the growth of lateral bud, then this phenomenon is called apical dominance. And auxin plays an important role in these. And that's why if somehow you know that in case of tea gardening, you see what happens in case of tea plant, as every time the apical bud is removed out, so a bushy appearance occurs in case of tea. But if that in case of tea, if apical bud is not what is called removed out, the tea plant is found to become longer. I'm showing one thing. In some tea garden, you will get it. I'm not getting it now. Some tea plants are longer. This is because it is actually not plucked. So apical bud is not removed out or apical shoot is not removed out so that it becomes longer. So this is the apical dominance. Remember this thing. And that's why it is said that shoot tips removed in case of to develop tip plantation, the shoot tip is required to be removed. Some haze formation, some bush formations, sometimes the shoot tip is removed out to avoid apical domains. Then most important one, premature. Just a minute. Hello. Dilip ni. और मासल ले कुछ मासल है मासल मास के पता ही होगा यार पता ही है की मास कुछ और ये मत बोल रहे हो और आज ना सा पूरा सिंगल अब आज चलो की मास दो Kulaya many. Yes. After that, so this is now premature falling of fruit and leaf. Prevents fruits and leaves. This is also one of the most important function of the simultaneously it promotes abscission of mature plant parts. When fruits become mature, it facilitates abscission. Abscission is a layer formed. Abscission is a layer that is formed between the fruit tip and that of the joining of it into the load. So abscission layer is developed to facilitate falling of this plant part from the plant body. So auxin promotes abscission. Abscission means removal of the mature. Whenever the leaves become mature, whenever the fruits become mature, their falling is promoted by auxin, or this is called abscission of this. But whenever these fruits are at early stage, it prevents falling of both leaves and fruits. So it's most important. That's called premature falling. Next important function is obviously the tropic movements in plants. Generally, so this is the stem, the root, This is the sunlight. So what happens towards the sunlight, the synthesis of oxygen decreases. It is more the other side. Similarly, in case of stem cells, it is important to note that the cells start dividing whenever the concentration of oxygen is more. So more oxygen stimulates division of stem part, while less oxygen stimulates division of the root part. And that's why what happens, if this part divides more, so eventually it bends like this towards the source of light. It's called tropic movement. And if this part divides more, so it bends like this. So in this way, this is called phototropic movement. The stem moves towards the source of light and roots move away from the source of light. And this is possible in this way. Regarding geotropic movement also, if you place this like this, you see, this is the stem and this is root. So, this is the gravitational force. So, more oxygen synthesis here. So what happens again? This part divides more than this part. So what happens? It moves upward. In case of root, this part divides more than this part, so it moves towards the soil. That's why it is called positively geotropic, and you can call it negatively geotropic. So this is the role of oxygen in plant movement. Is it clear? After that, so this is the next one. There's another important function of oxygen. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oxygen induces parthenocarpy. Oxygen induces parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy, I think everyone knows what is parthenocarpy. The process of formation of seedless fruit from unfertilized ovary. The process of formation of seedless fruit from unfertilized ovary is called parthenocarpy, and oxygen induces parthenocarpy. So remember this thing. So formation of seedless with this. Seedless fruits from unfertilized ovary. Clear? Okay? Then comes to the oxygen also helps in the removal of weeds. Helps in the Removal of dicotyledons mainly. Helps in the removal of dicotyledons. Most important thing, and this way auxin acts as weedicide. NAA, next one, and 2,4-D. Here example, 2,4-D. It helps in the removal of dicotyledons. NAA and 2,4-D again induce flowering. So this is the basic functions of auxins. Is it clear to you all? The phytohormone auxin is different forms. The main functions, and you need to remember these things. Okay? Now I'm going to rub it out. Can I rub it out now? Can I rub it out now, please? Can I rub it out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then comes to the gibberellin. It was first found by Kurosawa. Found by Kurosawa. What is found? A fungus called Gibberella fujikoroi is responsible for Becker disease. Name is Gibberella fujikoroi. It is responsible for Becker disease of rice seedling. Causes Becker disease of rice seedlings. The substances extracted is the gibberellin. First found by Kurosawa, actually Gibberella fujikoroi causes Becker disease in rice seedling. The active substance responsible for the disease isolated, active substance isolated as this is the history. Who first observed Kurosawa? There is a fungus called Gibberella fujikuri causes vagaries of rice seedling, and here the substance obstructed as Gibberella fujikuri. Then comes to its basic functions. So gibberella is found, that's why. So in the fungus, so this is found in the fungus actually. In Gibberella fujikuri you will get it. So that's why in most of the fungus, you know that gibberellin is found besides in higher plants also. So gibberellic acid is called actually gibberellin is found to be as GA or gibberellic acid. In short, GA. GA is found to be present in different forms. Different GA is there. GA1, 2, GA3, dot dot dot. The different forms. And basic first one, the most important function of gibberellin helps in the growth of stem and leaf. First one. Secondly, there are some plants like cabbage. They are found to be genetically dwarf. It helps in overcoming genetic dwarfism. Helps in overcoming genetic dwarfism. Next one. Helps to improve the shape of apple. Fourth, so it helps in the seed germination. It stimulates germination. You know AVA inhibits seed germination. That's why AVA is considered as anti-gibberellin. Along with auxin, gibberellin fruit development. And helps in delaying senescence of fruit. so that fruit can be kept in that tree for longer period of time. Next one. You have to increase the growth of stem, that is length of stem actually. It is simplified here. Most important next, gibberellin is coming in the entrance. Induce bolting. Bolting means actually along the internode elongation just before flowering. Elongation of internode just before flowering. Elongation of internode just before flowering, then you can use the term what? Clear? Is it okay now? After that, then comes to the cytokinin. Obviously, cytokinin is found in different plants, has in cell division also. Basic source, growing embryos, endosperm. Growing embryos, endosperm, growing embryos, seeds, it is developing seeds actually. It is a source of cytokinin. The basic role of cytokinin is to help in function. I'm now rubbing it out. Cytokinin function 1. Helps in cell division. Helps in cell elongation. Helps to produce new leaves and chloroplast in leaves. Stimulates lateral shoot growth. And advantageous shoot growth. It helps to overcome apical dominance. So it acts opposite to auxin. So it helps in mobilizing nutrients nutrient mobilization, and in this way prevents senescence of leaves. Has in nutrient mobilization and in this way prevents senescence of leaves. Besides this, helps in overcoming seed dormancy, like gibberellin. Helps in overcoming seed dormancy. So this is what truly about the cytokinin. Now next one is ethylene. Called gaseous phytohormone. Basic function helps in ripening of fruit. That's the term used here. Sometimes question comes here called respiratory climactic. Respiratory climactic. Ethylene is called respiratory climactic because they have to increase the rate of respiration during ripening of fruit. Why it is called respiratory climactic? Because it stimulates respiration during ripening of fruit. S-ethylene enhances the rate of respiration during ripening of fruits. As ethylene enhances the rate of respiration during ripening of fruits, it is called respiratory climactic. So this is the basic function actually. It promotes. So I have to rub out the cytokinin now. Having rubbing this out. Cytokinin part.
Sir, we need to study the structures of hormones. Structures of hormones.
No problem. Okay. Actually, after discussing all these things, I can go through the structures. Actually, all structures are not required. Some of these structures, like suppose ethylene, some of these structures, like basically, it is not possible for you to remember the structures of auxins and gibberellin. So only ethylene you can. Other structures only just have an idea about it, how it is formed. Okay. In the exam, these structures are not coming actually. Are you getting me?
Okay, sir.
Now you see, then comes to the, in case of ethylene, you know, as it is under group 2 and group 1 both, I am showing you one thing, it inhibits promotes senescence of plant organs actually and abscission of plant organs. And hence it is under the group 2. It promotes senescence, that is under group 2. Besides, initiate germination in seeds. Peanut seeds. It also promotes root growth and root hair formation. Promote growth and root hair formation. Root hair formation. Clear? Is it clear up to this? So a lot of activities are there. You need to go through books and a lot of activities. You need to go through all these things. Initiate flowering and synchronizing fruit set in pineapples. Flowering in mango. So you need to go through all these things. Mainly the most important function is the ripening of fruit. Besides this, it also have some inhibiting activity, have some actually stimulating activity. So both are found here in case of ethylene. So that's why it is also called, it is a hormone which is under both group 1 and group 2. Lastly, the abscisic acid. Or ADA. It regulates abscission and dormancy. It regulates both abscission and dormancy. Actually, it acts as it is called anti-gibberellin. It delays germination of seeds and hence it is called anti-gibberellin. Next is a stress hormone. It is considered a stress hormone. It stimulates it means ABA. You see what happens here? ABA stimulates closure of stomata. To reduce the rate of transpiration. Hence, anti-transpirant. So it delays germination. So it actually what happens? ABA induces dormancy of seed. ABA induces dormancy of seed so that seeds can be protected. So ABA actually, if sometimes if the condition is not favorable, even then seeds have to. Even then, if seeds are found to, what it is called, if again seeds are found to germinate, then after germination, what happens? The seeds cannot grow further. Are you getting me? After germination, the seeds cannot grow further. That's why sometimes, as per requirement, dormancy actually seed is required to be in dormant state until condition becomes favorable. That's why ABA induces dormancy of seed, so that it is helping the seeds to withstand desiccation. It is called antitranspirant, it is called stress hormone, everything is clear. So this is all about the ABA. So this is all about the phytohormones. So it is on your syllabus. Now, so your syllabus is completed. Although your exam started, I think. Now, what about your exam? Regarding schools, actually, in some schools, exam used to be started, like in this school. Are you getting me? There are some schools, exam is yet to be started. In some other, exam already started. I think in SCAM, exam is going on, right?
Yes, biology exam over.
Oh, biology exam is over. Okay. What about your biology exam?
Sir, what I didn't understand.
Can you answer all these questions?
Yes, sir, except one question.
Kunta?
Chemical formula of ethylene.
Chemical?
Chemical formula of ethylene.
A chemical formula. And ethylene is given from chemistry.
C2H2.
Huh? CH2 CH2 আর কি H2C. This is ethylene.
C2H4.
Same thing, C2H4. Very simple one. Ethylene you can get even in case of in chemistry also. Okay. Now this is all about. Now what happens? For SCAM students, when will exam will over?
15th.
15th. Okay. So this is up to this. Then, as the syllabus is completed, then okay, I'll be telling you what I'll be doing the next class. That is on Sunday. It's on next Sunday, maybe online, offline, I think. Okay. What do you want? Can you please tell me, please? Anyone can say, please? Syllabus is completed. Then, do you need any chapter to discuss? Please tell me.
স্যার ডিলিটেড চ্যাপ্টার গুলো
For entrance, these are required to be discussed. These chapters means from so it is better to start the nervous system and the digestive system from next class. Okay, only the chapters which are deleted in class 11, but actually they will not be deleted in the entrance.
Sir,
So
mute
I will
report.
start the dates from next Sunday. Okay. Can everyone present? Can everyone attend the class from next Sunday? Okay, you can attend Sunday at least. Everyone can attend the Sunday class. Right?
Sir, Sunday ke offline.
This is better Sunday offline. Sunday, is it, what do you think? Which one is better? Is it offline or online? If you want offline, then I can take offline. If you want online, I can take online.
Sir, online kole.
Online করলে ভালো। পরীক্ষা হলো, ঠিক আছে। Next Sunday also will be online. Now I am going to close now. From next class, I am to start the deleted chapters. Okay. Or if you have any doubt regarding any chapter which already discussed, you can also tell me. Thank you very much. Any doubt? Any doubt from any part actually? No. Any question from anyone? Any questions from other chapters? Okay. Then I'm going to close now. Okay. The chapter is completed. Thank you very much.